I was scrolling through TikTok some days ago and I was stumbled across some beautiful videos of my people showing how much they love our culture, our group, our lineage, our history in this country. You don't see the shame or confusion. You don't feel the confusion and pain from being the only group on this earth whose identity was stolen. I don't see or feel that from our people anymore. And we're just celebrating one another. We're just loving one another and we're just showing support for one another. Like there was a time that we did do it. In the 60s, we used to, our people used to come together and throw rent parties, for people who didn't have the money for rent. We helped each other. We did. And then there's been these lies and propaganda floating around about our people. You don't help one another. You don't do this. You don't do that. And I'm like, wow, okay. Let me see what you do for your people. Especially the ones who abandoned their country and came here and never been back 20, 30 years. And while we're celebrating and enjoying one another, you still have people in the background like, what is this? What is this FBA? What can you explain this? Is this some kind of group, some kind of culture? Who is your leader? For these people to boast and brag about being so highly intellectual, why are you still acting like you don't get it? That is not a group. It's our lineage. It's an identity that we're creating because of our indigenous status in this country. That's factual. That's based on facts and documentations that were kind of low-key hidden from us. So now you guys want to, instead of you just receiving it and accepting it or respecting it, even if you, like we do you. When you come here and we ask you where you come from and you say where you come from, we don't be like, what is that, a group? Is that, you're in a cult? It's fun and games. All right, it's so much anger. But you guys have literally been in our faces bragging about your culture, your heritage, your country. In our country, you're bragging about your culture, your heritage, and your country. And we sat there and was like, oh, okay, some of us was like, hey, trying to embrace you and really wanting to learn about you and your culture and lineage. We were never haters. But so now that we're like, hey, hold up. We're not just a flat black. You're not just going to take 5 and 6, 10 different ethnicities and just lump us together. And especially when it comes to the negativity. No, we're going to stand alone. And what our people did and the pathways they paved for everybody to walk down, that's ours. That's what we contributed to this society and this world. Just like what you guys do, you claim it as yours. And this is what you guys contributed. Whatever it is, you have pride and you honor and you respect it. So when we do the same thing, now it's a problem. Now everybody want to have amnesia. Now everybody want to play stupid. Like they don't understand. But at this point, we don't care if you don't understand. I was initially going to put on the thumbnail, I was going to say delineation for dummies. But no, my Black American sisters and brothers, my FBAs, you are my heart. I was not talking about you guys. I was talking about those who continue to act like they don't understand. Okay, so here are some clips I found. And I'm putting them together of my people expressing what delineation means to them and just showing how much they have pride and appreciation for who we are. And there's a few celebrities in here too. So check it out.
Don't talk to me about an immigrant, man. Look. The immigrant guys, let's talk about this. Let's take academics, for example. Immigrant. This man was supposed to be a mathematical biologist. He's seen our culture here in America. It's like, this is crazy. Because where they come from, it's not going down like that. He made his career off what being a guy's really do. The dude, Blacko, immigrant. And don't he got, he caught a case for harassment. Pull that up. What's the other dude? Oh, fresh and fit. Myron. Immigrant. See, that's the problem. We is black men in America. The shit that they want to glorify, we trying to get away from. We not trying to come on the internet and talk gangster. We did it already, and we all sitting here by the skin of our teeth, man.
The problem is y'all don't ever want black people, black Americans, to make that distinction. Y'all don't like that. Y'all think whatever we do has to be shared amongst the whole diaspora. Why? Because we ain't got no specific name for ourselves. We call ourselves black people, then that applies to too many of y'all. And then whatever we try to make the distinction, it makes it seem like we're trying to start a diaspora war. No, if you can say this is Haitian history, Jamaican history, we can say that this is black American history and not try to credit the whole continent of Africa for that.
I'd rather feeling black than African American, because Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
And Americans do?
Well, you're American, Mace. You're born in America. When you go to the Olympics, and when I say African American, you go over there, they call us Yankees and all that. They fuck with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a black American. When we go to the Olympics as a country, and somebody black is fighting from the United States, you don't say African American, you say American. You don't even put a color on it. It's an American fighter fighting a European fighter, China or Japanese or anything. You're known in the Olympics as an American. It doesn't matter what color you are. You're an American fighting against somebody from Cameroon or Senegal, whatever. The point being is they don't categorize it when it's world competition, but when it's other shit, it needs to be categorized. So I consider myself a black American. I don't consider myself African American.
And here are a few people still expressing how they feel about the Democratic Party. Check this out.
I keep telling y'all, black folks ain't going for this. And this is where the Democrats fail every single time, thinking that all black folks think the same. We are not really rocking with no Kamala Hills up Harris. Play the clip.
So, Peach Fetch, they thought because President Biden wrote a note saying that he is not running for president no more. He withdrawing his candidacy and he want to nominate Kamala Harris, that all the black women was going to run and go vote for her. I'm not voting for you. She is not getting my vote. Me and all my cousins out the project here in Florida, we all voted for Donald Trump. Trump got our vote. It ain't nothing. Nobody could say or do or nominate whoever you want. Trump 2024.
With that being said, I'm asking the black folks that do support her, name 3 things that she's accomplished. Name me 10 different things she's done over a decade that has helped black folks in America.
For the rest of my life, I'll be doing the Lord's work. I'm going to make sure no black person is a Democrat ever again. I hope you got enough common sense and critical thinking to understand what's going on right now. I'm about to give you all the facts. Every day I think I'm going to come on here and tell you what these clowns have done to you. Can you just notice that they never got a solution for you and they always calling you a victim? That's number one. You always need Medicaid. You always need food stamps. You always need government assistance. Why? Why you can't need a job? Why you can't need an education? Why you can't need a better job? Why you can't...
It's ludicrous and it's highly offensive how these Democrats, these liberals have been portraying us. Like when the first thing came up about the voter ID requirement, I saw nothing wrong with it. But when I kept hearing Democrats say, oh, this is racist, they're racist, there's racist. And then when they started explaining why it was racist, I was like, well, how is that racist when I'm sure the majority of us in this country have identification? And then they kept saying it was racist because some people can't afford to get IDs. And I was like, I have been living in this country all my life. I have never met not one black American who could not afford to get a state identification. Even if you go to college or your student ID, well, not anyone under 18, but if you go to college, you get a college ID. And you need your state ID for damn near everything. Even if you go to a liquor store, they're going to ask you for ID. In some cases, you go to a grocery store and you try to buy liquor, they're going to ask for your state ID. Even when you go to the bank and do any kind of banking transaction, they're going to ask for your state ID. Even when you go to a doctor, if it's your first time going to the doctor's office, they ask for your state ID. How are you going about in this country without having some kind of identification? So when they were going around making it seem like we are so busted, so broke, and so disgusted that we could not afford to go get a state ID, we should have drew the line right then and there. Look at this clip right quick.
I think that the reality is, at least to my knowledge, and I would want to do more research into the act before I actually gave a definitive opinion, but to my knowledge, you already have to show those things to vote. You already have to have proof of citizenship to vote. And the reality is, I think that claims about people not having voter ID and people voting illegally are overblown and not statistically true.
But if it happens at all, is it a problem?
If it happens at all, yes, but is it a problem?
Go ahead, Audrey.
In California, I was under the impression that the clerks aren't allowed to ask for ID.
Yeah, Brett, you do live in Texas, and that is a requirement in some states and not in others. To your point, Ajwa, not every state requires you to prove who you are before you vote.
Exactly.
Why is it an easy one, Tammy?
Can we not all agree that only American citizens should vote in this country? That is the privilege that we get as a citizen of this country. And just prove that you're a citizen. That's simple.
Go ahead, Brett.
I think the thing is, though, that substantially we all agree on that point. I just think that the reality is that an act like the SAVE Act is very likely more aimed at voter suppression and at keeping key demographics that the Republican Party does not want voting to not show out and vote. I think very often minority demographics.
That's not true.
No.
So this is the thing where
That's
the
not
suggestion is it's going to keep the black vote down. I've got two black panelists here. Ajwa?
That's not
Do you
true.
have ID and proof of citizenship?
Yeah, and if I need a copy of my birth certificate, it's just a matter of going online or going up to the department and asking for it and showing my information to get it. I mean, to say that it would negatively affect a minority group because they're somehow not educated enough to get these documents is completely outrageous.
Annie?
Some of these people who call themselves the liberals, they think that they're helping or they're fighting racism when actually they're adding to the problem. And then some of them are low-key racist anyway. If you're going to sit back and think the lowest and the worst about us and don't even try to verify it, probably never sat down and talked to a black American ever. You're just repeating what this demonic party says to you. Black Americans are so poor, they cannot even afford to go to DMV, let alone buy a state ID. But you're not thinking rationally like, okay, well, if they can't buy a state ID, how are they able to operate in other areas of their lives that require identification? See, look, the simple little things just elude them because they're actually just sounding like parrots, and some of them don't give a F about us anyway. Just speaking on us wrong and loud, they think it makes them look good, but actually everything about you is questionable because you don't take the time out to find out the truth.
Honey, I told you. I knew it. I knew it. And we all knew it. We knew those Democrats was going to go to that State of the Union and act a complete fool. We knew it. Did y'all see Ilhan Omar? I know y'all did. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Honey, if you don't sit your fraudulent behind down, don't y'all owe us over $100 billion? Yeah, how is she even in Congress still? I just don't even understand. Her and all of those rotten people sitting right next to her. And then y'all saw Al Green, okay? We knew his ignorant behind was going to come in there with something theatrical, okay? We knew that, right? Last time he came in there shaking the fist. This time he didn't came in there with a sign that described himself. Y'all, we can't make this ignorant mess up. I just don't even know who is in a relationship with these rotten people. These are miserable, rotten people. They didn't even want to stand for the country. They keep showing us. They keep showing us that they could care less, okay? They are childish, spoiled, selfish, rotten people. And I thank God for President Trump. And I thank God for the Republicans. Because, honey, we could have been stuck with these dummies who didn't even want to stand for the country. I knew it. God bless America, honey.
She's no longer with us.
So she's not on the team at all? Correct. And she won't be back this season?
Correct.
Okay.
Listen, everyone's talking about how the black American is currently moving around. The subject, delineation. First of all, delineation is simply us being clear about who we are, what our lineage is, and what struggles and victories belong specifically to our bloodline. It's not about hate. It's not about division. It's about clarity. Clarity protects us because when we don't delineate, a few things happen. Other groups start taking credit for our fight. They start talking about how they built the movements that our ancestors died for. Also, people rewrite our story while we are still living in it. They flatten all blackness to one category and then may erase the specifics about what we went through here. Resources meant for us, receiving diluted policies and scholarships, and even business grants that get redirected to anyone who can check black on a form. Our culture gets copied, exported, but never protected. People pick up our aesthetics and commodify it. We get gaslit about our own experience. Folks come into our spaces telling us how we should feel and who we are from their perspective. But delineation stops all of that. We're saying that this is our lineage. This is our culture. This is our history. And the crazy thing is, everybody else already delineates. They don't mix themselves up. We're the only ones being told to be vogue. But vogue harms us. Blurry harms us. Gladdening calms us. So it's really not about exclusion. It's about protection. It's about accuracy. It's about ensuring that generations to come will inherit clarity, not confusion. But if we don't define ourselves, no one else will. And they will always define us in a way that benefits them. So delineation is not optional anymore. It's necessary. It's healthy. And it's the way forward. Believe that.
Yeah, Umar, I'm not even going to call this guy a doctor. He came out with some group trying to counteract FBA, calling it descendants of freed, descendants, I think it's DA, descendants of something about freed Africans. And it's like, damn, they're just coming out of the woodworks. It's like, why are people even still paying this guy any mind? Why is he still a thing? He done just scammed people out of millions of dollars for a school he has been trying to build since 1920. Why are people even still giving this man the time of day? Wasn't he just in Africa begging people for money because saying that he was stranded? It's like, guy, why don't you go out there and talk to these Africans that you guys say are so colonized that they don't know right from wrong? When it comes to them, it's always some kind of excuse. Like white races give white men excuses. People give Africans and other people who, they've been colonized. What the hell you think happened to us? We still don't treat y'all the way you guys treat us. Okay, let's continue.
I'm not mean, I just don't like you. Like, there's no hidden anything. You be being weird. I don't like that. I'm cool. I be chilling, I be vibing, I just don't fuck with you.
You know, the same people that say we don't have unity are the same people getting mad at us for delineating. Ain't that crazy? The same people who laugh at us for not being a unified, community are the same people getting mad at us for delineating. Let that sink in. That spell has broken. We not sleep no more. We're not. The whole world benefits on Black America being asleep. The whole world benefits off of Black America being asleep. Let that sink in. That's why everybody upset we delineating. Because we were the backbone. The foundation.
All y'all other, I'm trying to figure out how Afro get in front of my mother race. I ain't never been to Afro color. I never been to Africa. Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City, in the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. I ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yeah. And I know it's the motherland. Yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. American real true land is right here in the U.S. soil. My mama can't tell me not one story about Africa. My grandma ain't never tell me one story about Africa. I don't know nothing about Africa. All I know is all the African people I know and run into, they think they better than us over here. So what you worry about me saying that I'm not African? I'm just American. What's wrong with you? All y'all Africa this, ain't there one of you got to go back to Africa. Who trying to go back to Africa? Everybody come over here to America, talk about, cause back at home, cause back in my country, take your back to your country. I'm from America. They can't deport me.
A black woman. You're not a black woman. Shut up and go home to your country. This is my country. Go home to your country. All illegal agreements, no such thing, birthright citizenship. Stop telling your kids lies. There's no such thing, birthright citizenship. Stop. It's time to go back to your country. Donald Trump getting you $1,000 self-support. All you got to do is go to the airport and they'll give you a flight ticket back to your homeland. Anywhere you come from.
Once upon a time, not long ago.
Get out of Rivera Beach. Where all the legal immigrants come from.
Justice to people
Y'all, man. Y'all got to get out of my city. It ain't going down like this, yo. Y'all ain't from around here.
You said something earlier in an answer where you said that you talk about native blacks. And so that clearly sounds as if you are delineating native blacks versus someone that comes here from Bermuda or Jamaica or wherever they may they may come from that is black.
That's right.
And the purpose of that is what? Because you're on the surface, it would be like, hey, everybody here that's black gets treated a certain way. Why are you making that delineation?
That is an excellent point. You know why? Because you see, those people coming in from Jamaica or coming in from Africa, they have not been treated like black folk in this country. That's the first thing. And secondly, historically, they haven't had those historical experiences. They come in here voluntarily. When they come in here, they bring some cultural aspects from Africa. They can go back anytime they want. But the black people in this country have been exceptional people. Nobody's been mistreated, maltreated like them. The black folk are exceptional. They're the only people that came here forcefully. One. Two, they're the only people that denied their humanity. Three, they were the only people that denied a right to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Four, they were the only people that denied the right to participate in government. Five, they were the only people that denied the right to vote. Six, they were the only people that denied the right to have an education. Seven, they were the only people that denied the right to have a business. Eight, they were the only people that participated in every war that this country has had since its founding, but whose mother country has never been against this country. All those immigrants come from countries where they fought America, and they came in. And the seven, that they are the oldest and most patriotic people in the country. Not the Confederates in the South. They're not the most patriotic people waving the Confederate flag. The most patriotic people in this country are black people, native blacks, because you see 99% of all those blacks have been direct descendants of slaves. They've been here before 99% of all the other people ever arrived in this country. They are special people. And because they're special people, they need to be recognized, appreciated, and reparated for what they've done in this country and building this country. They're the ones that built the bridges, the roads, cut the timber, the trees, and cleared the land.
Black Americans, listen to me. I'm going to say this once and 1,000 more times. These particular people, they open up audio rooms on TikTok, Instagram, do live streams and whatever, and they start having this particular conversation. Stop interacting with their rooms. They're only doing that so they can actually get into the Black American For You page or Black American market. They're trying to get into the American market. That's all they're trying to do. It's the only niche, the only target, the only talking point that they do. Some people will sit down and look at me and say, well, that's what you do. You only do. No. If you watch my YouTube videos, majority of every single video that starts when it comes to black people or African people or Caribbean people, it's them asking me this situation. I don't bring these topics up. It's not my fault that I know the history on these particular things, especially when people keep asking me the same 3-4 questions over and over with this pompous, narcissistic ass mentality. And then I hit them with the facts. Now they look stupid. It's not my fault that I'm always correct if I keep getting the same questions over and over. It doesn't make sense. Again, and you're asking me about my history, my culture, my lineage. This is where I'm from. I know what I'm talking about.
Our culture's so strong. Bro, when you look at high interest, if we don't wear it, it don't sell. Right?
It will not sell if we don't wear it.
Right. We control cool.
Completely.
Yes, we always control cool.
Right? Look, when you see Yeezy, Adidas, that's not the first time we saved Adidas. The first time, Run's house.
Whose house?
What? Run's house. Shell to Adidas.
Y'all, I don't know if it's just me, but I really feel like this FBA delineation is more spiritual than we think it is. And it's not just, it's the awakening of the dry bones. It really is. It's not just trying to be separate and whatever people think it is on the surface. I really think it's a proof, it's a showing, it's an outer expression of an inward recognition of being different. Of like, wait a minute, wait. Like, I'm not that. Like, I am something different. And this whole, like, us, we're not African. It's not a rebellion against having any African ancestry. It's like, no, I'm different. Like, I'm waking up to my true identity, which I don't even know what it is yet, but there's something in me that is telling me that I'm set apart. Like, there's something in me that's communicating to me who I am, and I haven't necessarily fully deciphered the message yet, but it's something that's coming through and communicating to me that I'm different. And it sounds crazy, right? Because how are you gonna say you're African American for decades or whatever, however long that was, and then all of a sudden you're not African and you standing on it, right? It sounds crazy. It looks crazy, but okay, we like, and like, well, like, it is what it is now. Like, and everybody's standing on that we not African. Everybody's not even done the research or whatever to be like, no, we Afro-Indigenous. Like, some people are not even coming at it from that angle. They just feel like we just feel different. I don't feel African. I don't relate. Like, it's just, I feel like we're of a different people. And so when they standing on this lineage, it's deeper than just, I'm American. Like, they don't even realize, I'm saying they, 'cause I'm talking about the ones who are doing it unconsciously, that haven't come to the knowledge of us being Judah. They don't even realize that they standing on lineage that's way deeper than they think it is. Like, this standing on lineage business, like, you standing on King David, the first righteous king of Israel, after God's own heart. Like, you standing on that business. You standing on King Solomon, the richest, wisest man that ever lived. You standing on that business of the Messiah. Right? And everybody else that it came out of Judah, fam. So present day, all the inventions, all the entertainers, the orators, philosophers, athletes, everything that we done gave the world. Like, it's deeper than that. It goes from the beginning of time till now, or from Judah till now. Yeah, the scepter shall not depart from Judah. Like, you standing on that lineage, whether you know it or not. Like, this is deeper than just some reactive, well, we not African, we American, like, leave us alone. It's like God is in the details of everything happening right now. I'm gonna do a deeper video on this, but it's so much deeper than just some surface level delineation. And then you have Tucker Carlson arguing or challenging the guy about the DNA test for the Rep3s. Yo, like, it's happening. It's so crazy. Like, it's so crazy. So much is happening, but y'all have a blessed one.
The clip where it was like a montage of different beautiful pictures of videos and pictures of black folks just loving and just having fun with one another. And then you heard the song in the background saying, I'm in love. It almost brought tears to my eyes, because it was the lyrics, and it was the camaraderie between one another in that video, and just seeing what's happening in this country with us, showing that we love each other, showing that we support each other, what we've been wanting, and just being there for one another, and coming out here declaring our lineage and declaring our rights in our land, and just all that's going on with us is awesome. Yep, folks, this is the day that many feared and dreaded, the day that God woke, the true God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the day that he woke us up, the day that he was or is removing the curses off of us that made us the bottom of the bottom. They dreaded that. Now watch, sit back, chill, be patient. Don't let fear dominate you, and watch how the script has been flipped. Those who call themselves superior without any physical proof, watch what they fear overtake them. And that was the fear of them not being able to oppress us any longer. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for your time and attention. And like I say, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for commenting, subscribing, and sharing. Talk to you later.